Hear her say, she can't choke, she don't know what to do.
She's gotta go. Bye. I know that you love this flow. We just chillin', we just villains. We just chillin', we some villains.
I love it up, get the ammo and I stick it up. I grab a shot on the top of shots, I bust the clip and I let it dip. I make it poop, make it explode. Touch your toes, hit your nose. Can you touch your toes? Simon telling you what to do. Follow my commando, hit in a bando, trap in a bando, not like a Rambo. Rocky, Sylvester, Solo. I'm telling you, I get you.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port. I am your host, Brian Barnaby, and I am joined by Matt. What's going on, dude?
Let's go. Love to see you.
Tony's back in town. What's going on, Tone? And always, our super producer, Mike. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, world?
Hi, world.
And
like
as
that?
always, in a little bit, we'll have Grasso to talk some NBA. But as we always do, we're going to start in the world of Major League Baseball.
Giving chase at Judge, and he dives into the stand.
DeBlanc begins the season with an overpowering strikeout of Ronald Acuna.
The wall is gone! Three-run home run! What's going on here? I love it. Strike one to the boom! High, deep, very gone!
Very gone.
I have to say, I kind of like forgot what a three-run homer feels like. Do you remember?
No, dude.
I really don't.
Been a long time.
Yeah. So, you know, as we talked about yesterday, local teams were off. So we'll just take a quick look at some games from last night with the rest of the league. And we talked about this game yesterday. We had the Mariners, we had the Dodgers, we had Justice Sheffield going against Dustin May, and the Mariners come up with the 4-3 victory. Sheffield, I mean, while he didn't light it up, it was just solid, just enough to give his team a chance to win. 5 2/3, 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 6 Ks. So I think heading in the right direction. But, you know, we were talking about this yesterday. He still doesn't strike me as someone who's going to dominate and be what they thought when he was coming up the ranks.
Yeah, no. And, you know, I mean, he did have a good outing, but I mean, I think they kind of just slipped one past the Dodgers here. You know, nothing really to worry about for them.
Yeah. And, you know, you had Taylor Trammell with a homer and Marmolejos with a homer.
Marmolejos, fun to say.
Love to say
Both
it, right?
of them have 3 on the season. And I was surprised they were able to get to Dustin May early, you know, also known as Ginger Guard. You know, throwing 100 miles an hour. They get 3 runs in 2 innings.
In 2 innings, yeah.
I know.
I just can't believe, because we talked about this Mariners team in our preview. We thought they'd be one of the worst teams in the
brushing
league.
them off.
They're leading the division.
I know. It's crazy. Didn't see it coming, but yeah, Sheffield. I mean, former Yankee, obviously big time prospect for the Yankees. But
Hey, we got Paxton.
Yeah, now he's back in Seattle, but he's getting Tommy John. So it's, that's tough. It's always tough. But I mean, yeah, man, the Mariners are quite the surprise for sure. It's crazy.
Yeah,
didn't see it coming.
And you know, the Angels, they're only a game and a half back. I kind of think though this is the Angels' year, to be honest.
Oh yeah,
I liked what I've
for
seen.
Trout's sake. Bro.
Yeah, for Trout.
I feel bad for Trout, man.
And Rendon, he hasn't even played yet, or
he's played.
Oh, he's played. Okay, but he started on the injured list. Is that what it was? Because I know he was injured at one point.
Yeah, did he?
Yeah, I thought so.
I don't know.
I could be wrong.
I know he's definitely playing now.
It was earlier this year. So, and you know, their pitching's been better. Obviously, you know, Ohtani's been doing pretty good hitting wise. Pujols every now and then can still run into one.
Love to see it.
So I think this AL West will be interesting. You'd expect, you know, the A's to bounce back a little bit, you know, as well after a tough start. And I think it's interesting. The Mariners, they go out and they get Rafael Montero, you know, in the offseason to be their closer. But now Kendall Graveman, the former starter for the Oakland A's, he's, you know, taking some save opportunities away. He set up yesterday, but he had to save, you know, the last two games.
Yeah, exactly. Which you love to see. I mean, especially someone like that who you really don't expect that much from necessarily, and coming up big for the team, which is good for them. You know, they're off to a nice start.
Yeah, it must be nice to have somebody come up big, and you know.
Yeah, and even
situations when you need to come up big.
Even you know, Kyle Seager, you know, a guy that I kind of thought was finished. He's got 3 home runs already. as well. So we'll see.
I
What
always
happens.
like Seager, dude. I feel like he was always solid.
Yeah, I
Always
mean,
a solid
you
player.
play all the way in Seattle, you get forgotten about. I mean, that's just
that's
kind
the
of a reality of the situation. So we'll see if the Mariners can keep it up. And then we had another game from yesterday: Brewers 3, Padres 1. And Brandon Woodruff, kind of one of the more underrated starters in the National League. He goes 6 innings, only gives up 1 hit. Gets the win, and the Milwaukee pitching holds the Padres to 2 hits. The Padres,
The Padres is right.
my World Series pick.
Very surprising, honestly.
Padres,
Yeah.
98.
Yeah. So I mean that's
Like
gonna
that.
shock you. And then Joe Musgrove keeps the momentum. going.
Good for him. 13 strikeouts, right? 7 innings pitched, only 2 earned runs, 1 walk, dude. That's an outing you need, and I guess they just couldn't generate the offense. Yeah, exactly. And he's coming off. That's his first start since he had that no hitter, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is
he's fire.
This is like what the Yankees do. But the Padres did it last
Dude, no
night.
one cares about the Yankees, bro.
Sorry, dude.
Honestly. But no, you have to see it
It's
from
tough.
Musgrove,
It's
and
tough
he's
not to
struggled
relate.
with an injury. Last year he was out for a while. And he's barely pitched the past couple of seasons, and he's coming out strong for the Padres, and he's a guy, that the Padres need him to be their guy, and he's been there so far.
Right. I mean, they have a lot of pitching on that team as well, with Snell obviously and Darvish. So 10-8. I'm sure they're mildly disappointed, I guess you could say, by that start, but. As we know,
Better.
we love 10-8.
Yeah, I mean above 500. So Tatis is out, so they've had some injury issues.
Right. And then
so
tonight they announced
they're so loaded though, dude. They got great pitching and the offense is stacked too. So they'll be fine.
Tatis and Machado are out of the lineup tonight.
Oh, no kidding.
We'll see. So
is Tatis still nursing that shoulder? Is that what that is?
He's healthy though. He
Right.
played.
He played.
Night.
Yeah. He had a homer, I think, his first game back from his initial injury and everything.
But as we know with Andujar, when you don't get surgery on a rotator cuff that's torn,
dude, like it's going to be bothering him all season for sure.
Really tough.
Yeah.
Really tough to play through.
I mean, I will be shocked if he ends up winning the MVP, hitting 300. Imagine with that. I mean, that would be quite the story. So it'll be interesting to see, if the Padres and I think, with that pitching, they're too good not to at the very least finish second and get that top wild card spot. So, we'll follow along. We'll see what happens. And then, we were talking yesterday when we had the show yesterday, the Yankees hadn't announced who was pitching, but they did finally do that. And they go with Jameson Taillon today. So he'll be, opposing Charlie Morton and then Kluber tomorrow. And my biggest question is to the both of you guys, neither has pitched 5 innings in any start up to this point. Will they do it this time around?
I feel like if anybody could do it, it's out of the two of them, it's Taillon.
You think so?
Yeah, because he's got good stuff, dude.
Dude, I love that fastball up in the
know, it is nice.
Yeah, and the curveball's good too.
Yeah.
But obviously, location's still a little bit of an issue, having not pitched for a long time. So, but I feel like I don't know, Kluber, man. I just don't have that much confidence in Kluber, bro.
Like at this point,
I feel like he's just kind of washed.
Would the two of you guys be pretty much shocked if you went 6 scoreless 10Ks tomorrow?
Kluber?
Yeah.
I honestly, dude,
are you kidding me? I'd be like, whoa,
I don't know, dude.
Did you see that, dude? That was sick.
I wouldn't sleep on him, honestly, bro. I feel like he has a lot riding on tomorrow's start. I don't think the Yankees are going to give him much more of a leash in terms of his.
And it's funny, we were just talking about
it, dude. So it's like,
he really can't.
He's got to have a good outing here, man. He's got to, and I think he's going to step up here. I'd like to see it anyway, especially for someone like Corey Kluber, So
and then on
so dominant at one point.
Yeah. And then, on Taillon, they did announce the lineups. Acuna is out. So obviously that's big for him to avoid, his bat. So, you look at the lineups here. The Yankees go LeMahieu, Judge, Gardner. Back in the 3-hole. Gardy, the power hitter. Stanton cleaning up. Torres. They fill that open roster spot vacated by Jay Bruce with Mike Ford. So not a sexy move, but a guy with a good story.
He could ding him.
They were let him go in the Rule 5 to Seattle. Seattle sells him back because they don't want him. And then 2 years ago had a great run with the Yankees, hitting some clutch home runs. So maybe that'll be a spark. So he's at 6. Sanchez batting 7th, back in the lineup after injuring himself a couple games ago. And then Urshela 8th, Tauchman 9th. So they do mix it up, and it'll be interesting to see, these contact guys, Urshela, Tauchman, even Ford to a certain extent, if that kind of changes up, the way the offense has been.
Yeah, I hope so, dude. I would hope so, because they got to change something. So just change the strategy, man. They're just built to hit home runs, and like that's it. The lineup, it's so
it's tough. It's
Don't
very
you
one-sided.
There's no versatility.
I just hate the
Except
fact
LeMahieu,
your backs are up against the wall and Charlie Morton's starting because he's had some success against them.
Yeah. So see how they respond, dude.
I don't know. We'll see.
Probably be a little nervous.
I mean, the Braves have been known to generate some offense as well. So I don't know, man. I think Taillon has a good outing. 6 innings, maybe 7-8 Ks. But I would say it gives up a run, and then Yankees bullpen kind of blow it. Maybe Braves win 4-2.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a tough one.
Oh, man.
But
silence from Barnes, dude.
You look at their lineup, and they're going Adrianza,
Erie.
Freeman, Ozuna, Darno, Albies, and how about the Pandas back? Pablo Sandoval batting 6th, DHing. And then you finish out the lineup with Dansby Swanson, Austin Riley, and Guillermo Heredia. So you look at that. I mean, definitely some firepower at the top.
For sure.
Kind of fades as you get to the lower part of the lineup. So I think they're set up. I mean, it's out in front of them. This is a winnable game. And it all starts with Taillon, I think, setting the tone because the offense is going to get a little too nervous if he gives up 3 runs
for sure.
Yeah. And they're tight already as it is.
Oh my God.
Pressure. Everybody's pissed off about how they're playing.
Yeah.
And they're just tense, dude. They're forcing it.
And I don't know why, as much as
they're literally nervous.
I didn't want him on the team this year, but I'm almost sensing a Gardy homer tonight. I don't know. He gets fired up. He's the team leader. I mean, that's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
That's a hot take, I think.
So,
Gardy home.
I would love to see Barnes' face tomorrow if Gardy hits a home run tonight.
How about a granny?
A grand slam.
Gardy
granny.
Oh, my God,
Granny
dude.
from Gardy.
So, we'll obviously recap it tomorrow, see what happens. But, we know the Yankees need this one. So, hoping for good things here. And, you got to hope it's all uphill here for the Yankees.
They need it uphill, not just hill.
So.
And before we move across town here
to the actual good team.
Did you hear about what Michael Kay said yesterday?
No.
He was ripping the Yankees for starting Nick Nelson, which we talked about last week.
I did hear a little bit of that.
And then the terrible start, but I mean, really, really going in on them.
Yeah. Well, dude, why they couldn't have started King, dude? He's got like 9. He's pitched what, like 9 innings? He's got like 9 strikeouts.
Oh yeah. I mean, we
talked about it.
It's like unbelievable,
sense,
dude.
Yeah.
This is like what you always say, dude. Like, we can run the team. Like, don't you think we can run the team better? It's like,
and I literally felt like he heard our show because he literally said they're getting too cute with it, which is something that we've said before.
Yeah, and they tried to like you're talking about Tampa Bay, right? They tried to Tampa Bay,
right.
Like,
said that's not their ballgame
with a $205 million payroll. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, no, makes no sense. So 6:35 on Yes Tonight. Looking forward to watching it. And then, as we talked about yesterday, Mets back in action. Tony's pumped, of course. And we get Tejan Walker versus Jake Arrieta tonight in Wrigley. Besides not seeing any snow in this series, what are you looking for, Tony?
Dude, I'm looking for us to just keep the ball rolling. I mean, Taillon Walker's had 2 good outings already with 3 good outings. This is 3rd, I think.
Yeah.
He has 12 strikeouts already, 2.6 ERA. He's been phenomenal, and just the bats have been there, man. Nimmo's leading it off. He's been on fire this season. Lindor's been coming around with his bat. Even Michael Conforto has been making adjustments. Like I mentioned yesterday, he had 2 multi-hit games this weekend. Like, they have it, dude. They just keep it rolling, keep the momentum going, and they have a great attitude right now. They're on it, bro. They're playing like a real Major League Baseball team. And this Cubs team, I mean, they have some sleepers, obviously, with Contreras, Rizzo, even Chris Bryant, Jock Peterson, we mentioned, was doing pretty well too. But, dude, I think they take it to the house tonight. They're winning 5-0 shutout.
Wow. And you think Arrieta early, gives up a dinger?
Yeah, I can see that 2nd inning early dinger.
Trouble. Yeah,
88.
Maybe Conforto or Alonso. Yeah, dude,
God,
he's a middle, a little bit of a mistake, and we just take advantage of it, and then that's it, bro. Setting the tone for the game.
And speaking of tone, Tony didn't like my tone on this comment yesterday, but I feel like the Mets are playing like the Yankees, and the Yankees are playing like the Mets to start the season. Honestly, that would be my best comparison.
Customary.
No, dude.
Yeah, that's what it is,
bro. Mets are playing like the Mets.
No, they're not.
They're the Mets, bro.
But like how they wasted Cole's start, on Sunday. That's a DeGrom type of start.
Yeah, of course.
So,
I know.
But hey, I hope tomorrow.
Tough to admit, I know.
Tomorrow, I'm sitting here and I'm saying Yankees won, Mets won. So
let's see it, dude. I can get on that
tonight.
train right now.
So some other good games tonight, and actually in progress. We talked about it before the show started. Dodgers 1-0 over the Mariners, middle of the 5th inning, and you have Julio Urias going up against Miguel Gonzalez. So,
nice,
interesting matchup, and it'll be I mean, I know that I guess some guys are injured, but kind of funny how the Dodgers all of a sudden struggling, hitting a little bit against the Mariners. I mean, guess it is a tough spot on the road,
right?
Travel. And whatnot, but you just expected them to hit a little better, even without
because with that lineup is
it is nice. But being down Bellinger and Betts,
set the tone.
And you feel exactly. That's clear how they're effective they are when they're in there.
They're two leaders of the team, so obviously they're feeling that. But I mean, it shouldn't be anything crazy.
No. So we'll
and they're
cover
up 1-0. So yeah, dude.
Yeah, I think it might be.
Dude, they're solid. These guys got to step up. The bench guys and Dodgers
usually
have a good team.
Usually they
good
do.
Organization. So they got guys that can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll cover it and we'll see what happens. But right now, I'm gonna take a quick break and get Grasso on for some NBA.
Yes.
It's not said. She got away. Know what I say? She can't choke. She don't know what to do.
She's gotta go. Bye. I know that you love this flow. We just chillin', we just villains. We just chillin', we some villains.
I love it up. Get the ammo and I stick it up. I grab shots on the top of shots. I bust the clip and I let it dip. I make it poop, make it explode. Touch your toes, hit your nose. Can you touch your toes? Simon telling you what to do. Follow my commando, hit in the bando, trap in the bando, not like a Rambo. Rocky, Sylvester, Solo. I'm telling.
And we are back. What's up, Grasso?
RZ, how are you? How's your mother? How's your father?
How's everybody doing?
Everyone's great. Everyone's great. Everyone's great.
Good.
But
how's that basketball?
Like we've seen all season, last night was an interesting night in the world of the National Basketball Association.
LeBron James at the buzzer. He banks in the three, and the Lakers win the game.
I mean, is there anything better?
No.
It's
the intro is sick.
The basketball
montage,
basketball too.
It's awesome.
And I can't wait for the playoffs.
Oh God!
Right around the corner.
I know it's right here, boys.
Literally, the final grind of the season is here.
Yeah.
And last night, I think, showed it a little bit.
Yeah, last night, both of the games we previewed felt like playoff games. They really did. So we'll look at the first game. We had the Suns 128,
crazy.
Bucks 127, overtime. Booker hits the game-winning free throw with 0.3 left on the clock. Purposely misses the next, so this way they couldn't set up a play. And I think you have to look at this game. You have to feel both teams really deserve to win. And honestly, not that it was an excuse for losing, but did you think that foul call at the end was just a hair bit questionable?
There was like 0.3 seconds on the clock when they called it. Booker wouldn't have got the shot off. Even if in his normal shooting motion, he wouldn't have got it off. I mean, he did hit him on the elbow. I mean, technically it's a foul, but I didn't like that.
It just seems like a game that was so close to end on a call like that.
Yeah. And especially because that possession, Booker got the ball, I don't know, like 15, 20 seconds left in the game. Holiday just ran out and switched him, got on him, and locked him up. Like Holiday put on like the best defensive show you could ever ask for out of your guard on Booker. And then he got bailed out with that little foul call in the end. I think they called it on PJ Tucker, actually.
Yeah. And they had Tucker in late in the game because they liked his defensive prowess. He was playing center.
Yeah, and that corner three, I mean, PJ Tucker shoots as good as anyone. And, Giannis wasn't on the floor towards the end, a cramp, I guess.
Yeah, no, at first I thought like he broke his ankle the way he was walking around, but then they said cramp.
It sounded like a foot cramp, and that's obviously didn't go away by the end of the game. Although the Suns went on, I don't know, like a 12-0 run with Giannis in the game. So I don't know if it made a huge difference. I mean, Middleton and Holiday were playing great for Milwaukee, but
I mean, and, you know, you see this on an overtime game, but you look at the box score. I mean, all the regular scores, everyone showed up and had a good game.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the key for this game was DeAndre Ayton played amazing defense on Giannis all game. He moved his feet as good as he's ever had, maybe his best defensive outing of his career, but he looked like a real, you know, David Robinson, Hakeem Olajuwon style player last night.
Yeah.
And if they get that out of DeAndre Ayton, I mean, this team's they're hard to beat.
Yeah.
Because Chris Paul in the fourth quarter, I mean, he makes the right decision every single play. And Devin Booker, a guy who struggled most of the game, he didn't force anything in the fourth quarter. He made a lot of nice passes. Mikal Bridges in the corner. He hit a couple times for threes. And then he came through when it really counted and knocked down a couple twos to, you know, get them to tie it up. And then towards the end, fourth quarter, and then overtime. But I mean, the Suns are going to be hard to beat if those guys are playing like this.
Yeah, I mean, this Suns, you know, the starting five, they had four of the guys 20+ points. You know, so they were just clicking on all cylinders last night offensively. And then, like Ross was saying, dude, that defense that Ayton was playing on Giannis was like impressive as hell, man. He was fucking giving it to him, locking him up. And, you know, Ayton on the offensive side, 20, 13. He's a beast, dude. The Suns are a special team, man. They're crazy, bro. They really are. They got great chemistry. Chris Paul, obviously, we talk about Chris Paul all the time, dude. He had 22 last night, 7 boards, 13 assists, like almost getting a triple-double. Dude, you know, Suns they're going to be really tough in the playoffs, man.
Yeah,
they really are.
Yeah, I think they're solid all around. You know, defensively, offensively. I mean, they shot 40% from 3 on 17 makes. That's a lot of attempts to shoot that well.
Yeah.
And then you got to give props to Chris Paul. I mean, what a big game, and he passes Magic for 5th all-time in assists.
Crazy, right?
A guy that's had a hell of a career, and you really hope. You know, obviously, I wouldn't want it to come in the way of the Lakers, but just that he could kind of get over that hump. You know, he hasn't been to a conference final. Is that what
conference final he's been to? They lost to the Warriors with Houston. Am I right about that? Or was that the semifinals?
No, you're right. Oh,
that might have been the
semi. It was the semifinals.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
That seemed like the conference finals, but
that's crazy.
Those were the two best teams.
Now, was that the year that the Rockets in the last game shot missed?
Yeah.
What was it? The first 30?
No, he did it 2 seasons ago with the Rockets.
Game 7 or game
6?
He
suffered a hamstring. That was the conference
6.
finals.
Okay.
That was the conference.
It was
the conference
for
finals.
30 to start from 3 or something.
Yeah, and he didn't play that game, right?
No. The Rockets missed 27 straight threes against the
27.
Golden State Warriors in Game 7.
Okay,
it was the conference finals. Yeah.
We only speak facts here.
Yes, we do.
And I think these two teams right here, the Suns and the Bucks, I think are clearly the 3rd best teams in each of their conferences.
Just want to say I called that one, Barnes.
Like I think the Lakers and the Clippers in the West, and then Brooklyn and Philly in the East are a little bit better, but these two teams are both pushing for that.
And I know it. It always seems like I'm trying to throw digs at the Clippers, but I just honestly, in all seriousness, I really do think this Suns team is just a little deeper.
Yeah, the Clippers. I agree. 100%.
I disagree. I don't see that much depth outside of 6 guys on their team, 7 guys.
But I feel like the Clippers have 3.
I would completely disagree with that.
I know it's like
Kawhi, Paul George, Rondo, Ibaka, Morris.
Isn't that
that's the 5 guys? All you need: Reggie Jackson,
Morris,
Beverly.
It's tough. It's a tough call, dude. They're both
and you only play 7 guys in the playoffs.
Dude, you think about the quality of the guys outside of the big 3 for the Suns with Cameron Johnson.
He's okay. Bridges is good.
Saric, but those guys on
zero playoff experience.
But on a second unit, that's probably as good as you can get on a second unit.
I'll take the Clippers' second unit over it with playoff experience.
Yeah, I mean,
that makes sense too. I mean,
I don't know. I just think if these teams played, I think that the Suns would win in 6 games. Honestly, I really do. But
I'd have the Clippers in 6.
I think it would be a fun
great series.
Yeah,
it would be.
I think it'd go 7.
Yeah.
Definitely could.
I hope we get it.
Going 7.
I really hope we get that series.
Quite too strong.
I mean,
and just before we move on here, boy, what a tough way for the Bucks. We had said they had lost 4 straight home games. Now this is the 5th straight,
and they're so good.
But they do get 2 days off before they play Grasso's Sixers. So I mean, that should be a big game.
Yeah, they'll probably get smacked, but I mean, they're going to finish 3rd. I mean, they're 3 games back of Brooklyn for 2nd and 4 games ahead of Atlanta for 4th. So Milwaukee just got to stay healthy and coast the rest of the season and get ready for whoever's in that 6th seed.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think they're ready for the playoffs and they want to prove themselves this year.
I think Mike would love to see
for them.
The Bucks and the Knicks in the first round.
Wow.
See the Knicks
could win. The Knicks would upset them. I'll bet that, Barnesy.
All
right, Mystic, do you see it in the future, Mystic?
Let's let the playoff seeds play out. And hey, when the time comes, the time comes. And then, the other game that we did go over yesterday goes to double overtime. We get the Nuggets 139-137 over the Grizzlies. And we talked about Jokic, kind of being in the driver's seat for MVP or 1 and 2, however you want to look at it. He goes 47, 14 and 8, 20 of 31 from the field, and the go-ahead three-pointer in overtime.
Yeah, Barnes, you asked me a question yesterday. You said, what does Jokic have to do
I think he did it.
to prove he's the MVP?
I think dude, he heard you, bro. He listened to the show.
Yeah.
I mean, this was a great game, though. I mean, Morant played amazing. Jokic played a little bit better.
Yeah.
And then I know I said Brandon Clark would miss yesterday because I got the wrong injury report.
Right.
But he played, and then Dylan Brooks and a couple other guys didn't play.
And then Monte Morris didn't play either for the Nuggets. So that was impressive for them.
Your boy was running the show at the end of the game, Campazzo.
They love him.
Malone even threw out the review right away. He didn't want to lose Campazzo.
Oh, my God.
And it got overturned. He got to stay on the floor.
Campazzo, dude. Talk about trash.
Oh, my God, dude. I don't know.
What do you mean? You don't like a pass first player that can't jump or shoot?
And
isn't that always what you're looking for?
The typical EuroLeague MVP?
A guy that I honestly, to tell you the truth, forgot was even in the NBA. How about DeAnthony Melton last night? 25 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists.
DeAnthony Melton's a sleeper. He got a 2-year contract this offseason. He played a lot last year. He's a great defensive player, kind of a combo guard that could play next to Morant. I think he's been up and down a little bit with injuries. And they also have Tyus Jones on that team, who's a decent player.
Right.
So they've been fighting for minutes. But yeah, Melton stepped up big.
Yeah.
And he got the opportunity. No Dylan Brooks in the lineup. So that opens up a lot of minutes. And yeah, he took advantage of him.
And we saw how he kind of cost him the game the other night, but Grayson Allen had 24 again. I know it wasn't that efficient, but I just didn't know he was capable of scoring 20 points in the NBA. Honestly.
Yeah,
that's shocking to me as well, to be honest.
Dude,
I didn't think he would ever have games like he's had. So this is definitely a surprise.
I mean, that's the Grizzlies are happy about that.
He's not tripping people anymore.
No, he's still tripping people.
Is he?
That'll never stop. But
rat.
Yeah, Grayson Allen's still kind of dirty, but.
And I mean, I know it was close. It was the Grizzlies, but just the way this team can score. Now they're only 2 games behind the Clippers for third in the West. I mean, I don't think there's really a cap on what this Nuggets team can do, even without Murray, because Jokic is just that good.
I was just gonna say, dude, if they have Jokic there, dude, they can figure it out, bro. He can navigate that team, dude. He's special, dude. I mean, 47 last night and 15 and 8, like insane, dude. And what do you go 20 for 31 from the field?
Yeah. I mean, talk about efficiency.
I mean, he's epic.
I just think when the playoff comes, though, they need a ball handler that can score, and that was Murray. And without Murray, I don't think this team has a chance.
I think Barton
as good as Jokic is.
I think Barton did a pretty good impersonation last night.
Great
28, 6 and 7.
Yeah. If he could
full sprint, pull up 3 and over.
If he could play like that, dude, and give him that production,
I would feel more comfortable with them if they just bench Campazzo for the rest of the season.
Dude, he sucks ass, bro.
He's really not that bad. I don't know why you guys are hating on him so bad.
I don't know, bro.
I can't do it. I don't know.
He's a hustle guy.
Can't do it.
Respect that.
So hustle guy diving on the floor.
It'll be interesting to see kind of what happens with these teams going forward.
Yeah,
obviously the Nuggets are locked in at the top, just where they're going to finish, who they're going to play in the first round. So that'll be interesting. And I think the Grizzlies, they're definitely going to make the playoffs, but it's just who they play most likely in a play-in game. Who's that going to be?
Yeah, I agree, dude.
Nuggets, I mean, they're most likely going to play the Lakers in the first round. So,
boy, the Western Conference Finals in the first round.
Dude, I love John Morant, dude. 36.
How much?
And he needed this.
So much, dude.
He needed this game.
8 boards, 12
scored
assists.
under 20 points. I think it was 4 or 5 games in a row.
13 to 24 from the field. Love the efficiency.
Yeah.
And did you see how he almost won the game? I don't know if it was the end of regulation or the first overtime, but he got caught up in the middle and then couldn't pass anywhere. So he actually threw it off the backboard to try and alley-oop to himself. And if he did do it, it would have been a game winner.
Yeah.
He was like a half second late and missed the dunk, but still.
We know he's
going to
do that.
Yeah.
He's going to be a star.
Yeah.
We know it.
Little sophomore slump, but
but
it happens a lot.
It happens.
He'll be all right.
It'll be all right. It'll be all right.
Yeah, we haven't heard from you in a minute, Mike. And before we're going to get into tonight's game, but I'm just kind of curious. Just this question just kind of came to my head. Who do you see being the better player moving forward, Ja or RJ?
RJ.
By a big margin, or
no, just because he's bigger and plays both ends.
And you think he's a better shooter?
No. Oh, actually, he's proven himself this season.
Shooter,
yeah,
and Morant's he's a better scorer. 26% from three.
He's just a better scorer, but Ja is just explosive as hell.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
No, his
young Derrick Rose, right, Mike?
Honestly, dude, it's crazy.
Yeah. I actually agree with Mike on that. I think RJ will be the better player.
I think. I mean,
not to say anything bad about Morant. I think Morant's going to be great.
No, they're both going to be great.
10-time All-Star, probably.
I could see them both being great. Honestly,
I think that's what I'm saying.
Is there an echo?
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Anyway, we do have a small schedule tonight, but we'll take a look at a couple games, and we'll start. We have the Hornets traveling to the Garden to play the Knicks. Hornets won this matchup last time, January 11th, 109-88. They've been scuffling. We know LaMelo's coming back, but he's not back yet. So they're 4-6 in their last 10. But they have been competitive all season despite a ton of injuries. They're currently 8th in the East. You'd feel like they should be a lock for at least the play-in game. And I mean, what else can we say about the Knicks? I mean, they're one of the hottest teams in the league. They've won six in a row. I mean, it's really been impressive. After they fell back, they were a couple games under 500. I really didn't see this run coming. We know what a team they are in the Garden, 18-10 this year. So, I mean, what do you guys think here in terms of this game tonight? What do we see happening?
I'm just going to say one thing. This 6-game winning streak came right after I said Tibbs wasn't a good coach.
I think he heard you.
I think everyone's listening to us.
And I might have to take that back.
Yeah,
I think you should.
I don't think it makes too much sense right now.
And tonight the Knicks, it stinks because I actually really like the Hornets, but the Knicks are going to show the difference between them and the Hornets tonight. I just think Randall is the best player on the whole floor. What, Matthew? What Barnes? They are.
Just laughing at you.
Yeah. Well, Randall is the best on the floor. Who's better?
No one even comes close.
PJ
Washington, dude. Washington.
No, but honestly, I have been impressed by his play. Even though you look numbers-wise, I don't think he's improved scoring, but I just feel like he's had some big games, and I didn't know he could shoot like this for 3 points.
I just love the Anthony thing. But the Knicks are going to win tonight, I say, by 15. Julius is going to go off. RJ is going to go off. And Nerlens is going to not allow any highlights from Bridges.
Wow. And before,
Mike, remember we were watching the Hornets the other night, dude? Bridges had that sick
through the lane. We watched.
I feel like he has one,
dude.
One a week at least.
That reminds me of like Kenyon Martin almost.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, I can see that.
Hornets got those fresh jerseys too, bro.
Before we get to your thought on this game, we talked about this yesterday. Mike was saying he thinks Nerlens is the best backup.
I know,
center
he tells me that all the
league.
time.
I mean, I think a little bit of a stretch now.
Who's better right now?
Name one better.
Dwight.
I'm saying Dwight.
Maybe
and I think JaVale is better.
He's not doing anything.
Doesn't even play anymore now. I don't know.
What are you talking about?
He's in the game.
He's not playing, and he's not doing anything.
That Kareem skyhook.
He's not.
What about PJ Tucker?
Nerlens is pretty dope. Nerlens is pretty sick.
No,
sorry. You know what?
Solid
Everyone thought our defense was going to take a huge hit when Mitch Robinson went out, but guess who's holding it down?
Yeah,
nervous.
Dude, nervous. He's not so nervous now, dude.
He's not nervous. He was listening to you too, Barnes. And you know what? Shout out Taj Gibson.
Taj,
I mean,
he's been playing really well.
He really has.
His ball's right there.
You could do a zoom in on the ball.
Love to see it.
The fans have never seen
show the
it.
people.
The Taj Gibson Foundation.
We
love you, Taj.
There's the signature. A little bit above.
Son,
yeah.
Bang. What camera work. Let's go. Round of applause. Oops,
hey,
sorry.
Tony.
There we go. Good job, Tony. You're off.
But what's your thoughts on this matchup? What do you see happening here?
Dude, I'm going with the Knicks, bro. They're hot. Going with the Knicks, bro. And Julius Randle's a complete beast, dude. Love to see it, bro. Former Laker, bro. Work with Kobe, dude. Mike, what do we always say? Kobe told him
Mamba mentality.
He was of course. And he told Randle he's Zach Randolph and Lamar Odom. Or no,
Yeah.
Lamar Odom's skill
hybrid.
in a Zach Randolph body. Yeah.
You think it's gonna be close, or do you think they win it easy?
No, I think the Knicks are going to pound him by like 15.
All right.
115 to 100.
What do you think, Raza?
I think Scary Terry's going to have something to say about that.
Hornets
He's dropping 50 tonight.
Great
if he
matchup.
plays, I haven't seen
You're sounding crazy, Grasso. Even I know that.
Scary
Wow.
Terry's dropping 50, slamming on Nerlens' head, maybe on Randall's head too.
Right on his head top.
I don't know. You guys both picked the Knicks. I got to go against them.
Sure. Make it
Yeah.
No, I like it.
Spice it up.
And honestly, before you even said that, I was actually going to take them as well. I just think it's one of these things. Listen.
It's the tone.
Credit.
No, it's the tone.
You have to go to
Credit
the
the
Knicks
tone,
this
dude.
year, what they've done, but it's just you can't win every game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Of
it
course,
just-
when it's the Lakers on a winning streak, they could go 30, break
and
the
on
record.
top of it, we've seen the Hornets. It doesn't matter who's in the lineup; they keep these games close for the most part. So
They
I've
got
been
a lot of
impressed.
good young players.
Yes,
so.
yes.
And you mentioned
good
Rozier.
young team.
I don't think he gets
matchup.
enough talked about. He
No,
has
he's-
huge games.
He
sometimes.
does.
I love him.
He goes off.
You know what?
Clutch
That was
shots with the
Boston's
buzzer.
one of Boston's mistakes. Letting
Yeah.
him go.
Yeah,
They
dude,
should've
he wanted
traded
to
Kyrie.
get out of there.
Yeah,
They
and
wanted
I'm-
Kyrie.
I'm-
He only wanted out because
Because of
Kyrie
Kyrie
was
was
there.
there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the Hornets were saying too. I mean, what a better deal paying his salary versus what
Oh
Kemba's
my
making,
God,
which is
dude.
crazy to
Yeah,
say.
bro.
Who would have thought that a year or two ago? But it's really true.
Kemba's had this is like been an injury prone year
Yeah.
for him, bro. It's,
Kemba's getting older, and
Yeah.
Terry Rozier is
Yeah.
coming into his prime of his career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That really was a mistake
I
by
do
the Celtics.
I do
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
this is going to be a close one, but I'm going to say Hornets 110, Knicks 104, and I think they pull away in the fourth quarter.
I can't wait to watch this in
I think this
Texas.
is, this is the first time I
There we
picked
go.
against the Knicks, I think, all year.
Really?
My boy
so-
Scary Terry.
It's the first time you'll
the
be
last
wrong.
time you said their coach sucked, they've rattled off 6 in a row. So maybe
Seriously.
Maybe they'll rattle off 6 more, Barnes.
I really
Yeah.
like the Hornets coach.
Me too. Me
Yeah.
too. He's young.
Yep.
They play hard for him.
Is it
I don't know his
still-
name.
Bodego? James
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bodego?
James
Yeah,
Bodego.
Bodego.
Okay.
Borrego?
Borrego.
Borrego is what it is.
I just know he's got a nice, luscious goatee and beard.
Yes, this
Yeah.
beard is dude. He does. I agree. I know.
I know what he looks like. I just don't
Yes.
know.
stylish man, handsome
Very
man.
black hair.
Grizzlies coach is great too, by the way. Another young guy.
Yep.
I forgot what his name is.
I'll remember it.
Oh,
It'll come to me.
I'll get it.
Taylor Jenkins.
There you
Yeah. Yep. And then the other
go.
game.
And then another
tonight,
great coach, Rajon Rondo.
We do have the Clippers visiting Rip City, playing the Trailblazers. And last time we had this matchup, Clippers won 133-116. They've been on a roll. As much as I've talked against them, they've won 8 out of 10, so they're answering the call. But do you guys feel the Clippers, the rest of this regular season for them? I mean, other than obviously, you want to finish as high as you can, but it's just like, does it really mean that much to them? Or is it just, they're just thinking we got to show ourselves in the playoffs because they haven't done that as of yet?
Oh, I'm sure, but you got to take a game at a time. I mean, I don't know, man. They have all, they're playing really well though, dude. 8-2. They seem to have figured it out. So, I mean, at the perfect time too. Playoffs are right around the corner. So, I mean, we'll see, dude. If they don't choke, bro, it'd be hilarious if they do.
It's interesting, they've been hot, but it's like right before this hot stretch started, they just had these games where they just didn't show up, and it just.
Right.
I wonder though. Going forward, is that gone, or is tonight a spot where you have Lillard out, you have Nurkic out, maybe Kawhi doesn't play as much or he rests. Maybe they let up here against a Blazers team that no matter who's in the lineup, they're giving it their all.
Yeah, the Clippers definitely have a habit of letting lesser teams beat them. A lot of veteran teams do that though.
Mm-hmm.
But this team, the Clippers team is so deep. Everyone on this team is shooting pretty much 40% from 3, which is just unheard of. And Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are great isolation scorers. I mean, I think the Clippers are the best team in the West. So I'm picking the Clippers, obviously, tonight.
And one other thing I'd just like to add here. I know he just came over and he hasn't got to really, fully into their offense, but I just feel like the best chance they have at winning is playing Rondo 30+ minutes a night and starting him, honestly.
Trust me, when the playoffs come, Rondo's playing in the fourth quarter.
I agree. Oh, yeah, I agree.
Dame time. Dame's
Dame
out.
time's out.
Time from the bench. Is he coaching?
He's out,
tonight?
bro.
Decent shit.
Oh, shit.
Don't worry,
Gino.
Gino.
About your honeymoon, dude.
Yeah, we're excited to hear about. He's coming next week, I think, or the week after.
We missed you,
Yeah,
buddy.
we missed you, Gino.
But I have some thoughts of this game, Barnes.
Yeah, and I would like to go to you next. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I'm just going to play a soundbite first, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, cool.
Yo.
With the third pick in the 2003 NBA draft, the Denver Nuggets select Carmelo Anthony from Syracuse University.
That's right.
Carmelo Anthony.
That's right. And you know, Barnes, you said
Does he look like he's going to court?
Yeah, that was the style back then, dude.
03, dude.
03. I'm just saying this right now. You're gonna have a vintage Melo game. I'm talking a full performance. He's gonna be hot from start to end. I feel it in me bones.
Feel it in me bones.
Feel it in your bones, eh?
So, I mean, you're saying
35 points.
But is this an easy win for them at home, even with Dame out?
No, obviously not. Barnes. Talking about the best team in the West.
You didn't tell us. You didn't tell us your prediction on the
Barbs.
The margin of victory.
There he is.
116. 115.
Wow. And Melo at the buzzer to finish it off?
I'm not saying it. You said it, not me.
What do you see here, Mike?
I'm going to take the Clippers, bro. They're hot, 8-2 in the last 10. No Dame tonight, and Clippers are deep, but except no Beverly.
Who cares? Beverly sucks.
Yeah, I really do think Beverly sucks. I really do.
Look, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Marcus Morris, Serge Ibaka, Luke Kennard, Reggie Jackson, Nicholas Batum, Ivica Zubac, Rajon Rondo. That's all you need. Throw Patrick Patterson in there for some.
Would love to have that one back.
And I from Muscala.
Yeah, seriously, that was a bad deal.
I very rarely do this, but I have to agree with Mike here, and I did like what I saw out of Melo. We talked about it yesterday. His last game, I mean, he was just on fire, and I think he lives for this. He misses being the center guy of a team. So when he has an opportunity like this to step up and, I guess CJ obviously would be the leader right now. Mm-hmm. He still has to play a big role, and I think he's going to thrive in that type of environment.
Yes. I'd love to see Melo have 30 tonight. It's just probably going to happen in a loss.
No. I mean,
and I love Portland, man.
We'll see. I mean, the reason why I feel that way is just because, like we said about the Clippers taking games off, and I think the competitiveness of this Portland team, they're at home, they're going to give a good effort. So it just really wouldn't surprise me. And when you're thinking about games, you have to think kind of outside the box and not just say, well, I mean, Dame's out, Clippers are so much better. It doesn't always work like that.
No, you're right.
No,
you're right.
No,
but I'm confident in the Clippers. They haven't had a game like that in a while, and these guys.
But they haven't had it in a while. So does that mean?
I think that means they're locked in.
We'll see.
Yeah.
When you do,
we will see. And before we close out here, anything else anybody has to add?
I don't think so. Was there any? Be on the lookout for all your Super League coverage by the #1 fan for it, Gino Ganello. Just joking, he hates it, but he'll tell you when he gets on, he'll tell you all about it. So be on the lookout for that. Excited to break that down for you folks.
Yeah. And I think, it was another great show. We got the Yankees starting in approximately 45 minutes. So looking forward to that. We'll recap it all tomorrow. But as always, thank you all for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow. Good night.